filled with lots of video game play, and I knew pretty early on that I wanted to be involved in playing games. So I got my start by modifying games. I would look at the source files for the games and tweak them, add in different sound effects, change the way that some of the physics worked in the games. And then that eventually became a little more complicated. And then I got to the point where I just started developing my own games, which doing alone is a very daunting task. There's far too many things. So I started working on some projects with some friends. Then we divide up the work and work on different aspects of the game. And then I found this place here at the Digital Convergence Lab, which was a group of people doing exactly that. My favorite game to play, that changes every week. My favorite game to play is usually the one that I'm currently playing. So I'd say recently I've had a lot of fun playing Minecraft. I think it was a mod in itself called the Enemy Territory that was built on top of Quake 3, and I took high-resolution images of my face and all of my friends' faces, and we mapped them onto all the characters in the game, so that way we could play through it with myself and some friends. We redid the audio for it, so it was the same dialogue, but it was narrated by myself and some of my friends. So I thought that was a pretty fun one. There's a ton of math in game development, which is surprising when you're playing the games and you don't really think about it, but what drives all the games is logic and math. So as far as the courses, trigonometry, geometry, algebra are all very useful courses. So we came to develop Surviving the Ash when the STEM Teen Read Committee approached us with an idea to develop a game for an upcoming book, the book being Ashfall. And with that we were tasked with some of the committee to develop treatment for the game and define how the game was going to be produced. In one semester, and then the following semester, a team of students, along with other support personnel at the lab, came together to actually produce the game that was designed the semester prior. It's not only a fantastic setting, but then you can go a lot of different directions with it, and the different characters that are all trying to survive in that situation. So we had a lot of creative freedom with designing the game, but it was still a rather well-defined world that everything was taking place in. Now, it was probably 600-700 hours of design and development time. The game's constantly being worked on. There's always little bugs and things that come up in the game that we can go back and tweak or rebalance the game if certain parts of it are too difficult for players. So there's a lot of feedback that we get from players. And we actually ran a number of alpha and beta tests with students to find out what kind of things were working in the game, what kind of things weren't. Which is great. Every game really needs to go through an alpha and beta test stage. That way, a lot of those bugs can be squashed and new features can be tweaked and edited. So that way, everyone has a really nice play experience with it. So I really hope that people, when they're in the game, will be helping each other out to complete the quests. It's a large, sprawling world that you can pretty easily get lost in, even with a compass. So hopefully players can help out other players and say, you know what, I found, or I'm looking for this, and then someone else can help them out and say, you know what, I found something that might work for you over here, and inside of this broken barn, this might help you out with that quest, and then they'll help each other play through the game. If you start just looking at games that you like and play critically, and determine, why do you think about why you like a particular game, what it does well, what are some of the shortcomings, and if there's games that you don't like, what don't you like about those games? Because then when you go into designing your own games, you can take all of those things and then roll that into a game that both you would like to play and hopefully a lot of other people would like to play.